course, this morning, Dave Coulter, the Oakland County executive, held a press conference in Pontiac to announce the forming of a new task force to address the monkeypox outbreak in Oakland County. Not something of great concern necessarily at this moment in time in terms of public spread or a major threat to the community, but something that the public health community in Oakland County definitely wants to get out in front of and prevent further spread, as Oakland County currently leads the state of Michigan in a number of cases of monkeypox in the state. We're also joined by Larry Nyland from Civic Center TV and My Michigan TV. And now we're joined by Dave Garcia. He is the executive director of Affirmations, located in Ferndale, joining us on the Oakland County Megacast. Dave, thanks for being with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Dave Garcia, also a member of the task force formed by Oakland County Executive Dave Coulter to address monkeypox in the state of Michigan. One of the big points that was made in this press conference, and that, particularly from Dr. Paul Benson, who's the medical director at the Be Well Center in Berkeley, was the impact that monkeypox, as it's been spreading in the U.S. and around the world, is having on the LGBTQ plus community. Partly because it seems to be having a larger impact on this particular community than other communities throughout the world at this moment in time, but also because this draws parallels in some cases to what we saw in the 80s with the initial outbreak of HIV/AIDS and the mistakes that were made by governments around the world. In your discussion so far with members of the task force, how much of a factor is that playing into making sure that Oakland County gets this right, particularly for those in the LGBTQ plus community who at this time are currently the most heavily affected by monkeypox?
Yeah. Very important for us to not label this a gay disease. This is not a disease, but we also have to be realistic that it got a head start in the LGBTQ community. And so we have to do our best as leaders to protect our community, the LGBTQ community. But we cannot make the same mistakes of the past because, again, this is not a gay or straight disease. It just got like I said, it got started, it appears in our community. And so it is in our community and we have a responsibility to protect our community from it.
We're joined by Dave Garcia. He is from Affirmations, located in Oakland County. He's also a member of Oakland County's task force addressing monkeypox if it spreads in Oakland County. Currently, 8 cases of monkeypox in Oakland County, 19 total in the state. Oakland County, highest number of cases in the county. So Dave, this is a new task force that's been formed by Executive Coulter. What discussion have there been any meetings formally of the monkeypox task force in Oakland County thus far? And so far, where are the conversations, if so, focused on as the county addresses this issue?
Sure. We have not had our first meeting as of this point. We are in communication. I happen to be on vacation right now. I'm actually joining you from Portugal. And when I get back, I'll be back in Ferndale on Friday. And I believe our first meeting is scheduled for Monday at Affirmations. So we are trying to do this as quickly as possible so we can get information out to our community. You know, before I left on this vacation, I think it's interesting to note that I tried to get a vaccine in my country at Be Well Medical, and they did not have the vaccine. And then ironically, when I was in Montreal for a week, they set up shop in the middle of the gay village. And I said, I'm an American citizen. And they said, it doesn't matter. And I got my shot in Montreal. So I was not able to get vaccinated in the United States, but was able just 2 weeks ago, vaccinated in Montreal, Canada. So what we really need right now is more vaccines so that we can get out ahead of this. Right now, they're only giving vaccines to those that have already got monkeypox. So we need to make sure that our community, the LGBTQ community especially, because that's where it is spreading right now, gets vaccination, gets vaccine. Affirmations has been doing COVID vaccinations for a long time now. We and our community partners like Corktown and others, Be Well Medical, can get people vaccinated, but we need the vaccine, and that's going to have to come from the feds.
So Dave, can I ask you about the experience of getting the vaccine? Did you have any side effects from it at all?
I didn't. No, they said much like COVID that I might have fever, but I didn't. A sore arm, but nothing big at all. And I thought it was great. It was very easy. Again, what I was most impressed with in Montreal is that they set up tents right in the middle of the street of the gay village, and we're giving away the vaccinations. We're giving vaccinations for free to the citizens there in Montreal.
We're joined by Dave Garcia from Affirmations, located in Ferndale. Joining us on the Oakland County Megacast, Dave is also a member of the new Monkeypox Taskforce that's been formed by Oakland County Executive Dave Coulter. And Dave, as you're addressing this issue, particularly from your point of view, being that you are leading an organization that advocates for the LGBTQ plus community, on the one hand, you want to make sure that this community that's being so heavily affected in terms of the full numbers of COVID of monkeypox cases in Oakland County at this time and in the world at this time, that they're being safe and being careful, taking the proper precautions. At the same time, you want to make sure that this community that is a marginalized community is still able to have that kind of regular, close contact with each other that is so necessary in communities that are marginalized like this. So what is your message at this moment in time to those in the LGBTQ plus community regarding monkeypox, keeping themselves safe, but also recognizing that this isn't necessarily a widespread concern at this time in terms of community spread?
Right. I think we need to make sure that we get out in front of this. It is our responsibility to advocate, whether that is with our senators, particularly our congresspeople, to put pressure on the federal government to get more vaccination made and distributed to cities around the United States before this gets a lot worse. And, again, reminding our community that while this is not a gay disease, it is in our community. And we need to be realistic about that. We need to be safe about that. And we need to work together to stay out in front of this disease.
So Dave, can I ask
from Affirmations? Oh, please, Larry, go ahead.
Excuse me, Scott. Yeah, Dave, I just want to get, so what are you hearing from the LGBTQ plus community in Metro Detroit? Are people concerned about it, or is it still just kind of an afterthought right now?
I think people are becoming more and more concerned about it. We're seeing stories around the United States, New York, Los Angeles, outbreaks in Texas, and it is something that especially gay men right now are talking a lot about. Not just the United States. I spent a week in Toronto and a week in Montreal, and I have a week here in Lisbon. That, like I said, I fly home tomorrow. Everyone in the gay community in these areas have all been talking about monkeypox. I'm seeing a lot of literature throughout the gay villages and the gay communities in those three cities. And I know that that's happening. I'm on the board of directors of Centerlink, which is the national LGBTQ community centers network in the United States, 350 community centers. And we're talking about this, and we're trying to get information out and posted without scaring people, but again, being realistic that this virus is prevalent in our community. Prevalent might be a little strong of a word, like you said. I don't want to scare people, but if we don't get out in front of this, and if we don't get vaccination, and if we don't get those people vaccinated, I think things could get worse.
We're joined by Dave Garcia. He is one of the members of the Oakland County Task Force to prevent monkeypox that was just announced this morning from Dave Coulter, the Oakland County Executive, in a press conference that will be on our website, civiccentertv.com/megacast this afternoon. Speaking on vaccines, just for reference, as Executive Coulter had mentioned, currently about 1,800 vaccine from the federal government, from the federal government's national strategic stockpile is in the state of Michigan. 340 of those currently in Oakland County. They are not using them for preventative measures. More is expected to be in the county, according to Executive Coulter's discussions with the federal government, with the CDC and the White House by August, and even more than that by October. But of course, that is a great timeline. We're joined by Dave Garcia from Affirmations, which is located in Ferndale and is a LGBTQ plus advocacy organization. You can learn more information from Affirmations by going to their website, goaffirmations.org. Dave, another couple minutes with you before we'll need to say goodbye today. Anything else at this time? Any other messages you have for the LGBTQ plus community, or more info we should know at this time on the task force?
Be safe, be smart. We will be putting all this information up on our website and getting it out to all of the community centers around the state of Michigan. In fact, we have a call on this today. So we will be distributing all the information that we have. I'm glad to see the leadership of Dave Coulter putting this task force together of experts in our county and around the area. If we work together and we communicate well and we can get that vaccine, we'll get out in front of this before it gets worse.
Goaffirmations.org is the website for Affirmations. Dave, appreciate you joining us.
Thank you all.